Hello. I thought I'd try and have a go at somebody to believe in because a couple of people asked about this. It's, a, it's a bit terrifying because I can never play it properly. Anyway, um, it's always been a favourite KMO song of mine. It always struck me as something like the kind of thing the Monkees would do, except with like Kevin's super evolved lyrics on it. So it becomes something else again. Um, the track, as you hear it on the album, is the original demo. We never re-recorded it or anything. And I think at the time there were quite a few sort of furrowed brows because there was a lot of leakage from Jim's hi-hat mic onto the other drum mics. So there's like hi-hat all over it, but I loved it. I thought it sounded really exciting. It sounded like Beatlemania to me, just this kind of, you know. And it was very exuberant and very Jim. He's a beautiful soul, and it's just got him all over it. Basically, I love that. If you ever hear any of the KMO drum tracks isolated, you usually hear Jim bellowing. Ah! It's really exciting. It really fires you up. So the as regards what I was playing on it, it's that drop D tuning that I used on Hold the Ground. I used all the time because I'm too lazy to think of any other ones. It's capoed at the second fret, and it's a mixture of sort of straight strumming and finger picking. The intro, I think the intro chords, that's chord sequence. I think that's mine. It sounds very much like the kind of thing that I do, very kind of Italian and kind of romantic, very arpeggiated. Some faraway place. And at that point, I get into the finger picking bit. Anybody who's ever been to the KMO gigs is probably quite used to the sight of me with a plectrum in my mouth, like that, looking like a little blue tongue, or green tongue I think it was at the time. Very heavy plectrum with no flex in it, because I'm a barbarian basically. This was one of the ones where when I was doing the finger picking bit, I had to keep the plectrum in my hand because I had to do backing vocals in the choruses, and I wouldn't look very good if I was like spitting out plectrums the whole time. It's not a good look. So the first pattern I think is this. Like so. Choruses, it's a. Whoops. It's kind of, as you probably figured out there, it's kind of. I always found it quite hard to play. Anyway, when it came to the solo, my God, that was completely on the edge of my abilities. I sat down and thought it's such a lovely melodic song. I want to write a solo for it, which is intensely melodic as well. And I could just, hand on heart, I don't think I've ever played it cleanly ever, even on the album. You can hear it slightly fudged here and there, but it's one of these things that I kind of thought, well, if I don't push myself, how am I going to learn anything, And I did push myself, and I never learned anything. So I don't know what message that sends out. But there's a kind of vague kind of story behind it. There was a good mate of mine called Campbell McLean, sadly missed, and Campbell used to play in a Greenock punk band called the Tax Exiles with another good friend of mine, George Miller, Kaiser George, and Campbell was a real punk player, just bar chords, hamming it out. But Campbell's attitude to mistakes I found really, really inspiring. There's various approaches you can try and style it out and all this kind of stuff. Campbell's thing, if he made a mistake, he'd stop playing and just like go fuck, which I thought was hysterical. And also, I just loved the fact that he owned up to it and owned it. You know, I thought, yeah, that's the way to do. So, if you've been to any of the KMO gigs, you've probably seen me doing that several times. I don't stop playing, but I will go. And you know, it's the lovely thing about that is that every time I make a mistake, which is very, very, very often, I think about Campbell. So I think that's quite nice. What else do I want to say about this? Before I try and play the solo, yeah, there's a thing that runs through the choruses. Which I ripped off from Getting Better by the Beatles, because I thought it was just nice and chimey, you know. I think the Beatles things. That. Some of there's hardly any layering in it. It's basically that there's the guitar part, there's the solo, which I'll get to, and there's that. So there's not a great deal to it. And it came out really well, I think. I mean, we always work with great people like Kenny MacDonald and Scott Campbell, whose birthday it is today, in fact. Happy birthday, Scott. And Kenny Patterson, people like that, who were you know, just great producers, engineers, you know, that they just knew what they were about. It worked out really well. What I might try and do now is try and play the solo. So if at this point you see lots of edits and lots of swearing, that's why I can't really play it. But I'll give it a go. Praying to St Jude, patron saint of lost causes. Here we go. Straight away. Can't do it. No. Oh boy. Something like that. Anyway, that's about the size of it. Don't ask me to do that again. It's thanks so much for watching all this stuff and you know being so encouraging. It's lovely to think that I meant something to people at all. I'll try and think of another one that I can hardly play and do that next week. Have a lovely remainder of the weekend. Speak soon. Bye.